So we were woke up this morning to come down and get breakfast, and our flight was canceled. So we called the airline, and the only two options we have is to rebook online for tomorrow, or go to the airport in hopes that they can put us on another flight sometime today. So I think that's our best option. So we are going to eat real quick and then head to an airport to catch a flight that doesn't exist. So this should be interesting.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I have salmon.
Yeah, that's a waffle slathered in Nutella. Yeah, I'm gonna re-record this. It just didn't sound right. Yeah, that's a waffle slathered in Nutella. That's happening for breakfast today. Shayna's not far behind here with butter Nutella, and then it's covered with a caramel syrup. Yeah, all health consideration went completely out the window when we landed in Amsterdam, it seems. Okay, so we wake up this morning, I look out the window, and it has snowed in Amsterdam, which is, I'm guessing, why our flight was canceled. It's kind of cool looking and stuff. My understanding is they don't get a lot of snow here anymore, but yeah, it's snowed. You do have to see how steep these stairs are before we check out. Look at these things. This is like... It like goes up 10 feet in a 4-foot distance. I would die on those drunk. What? It smells like whiskey. And the damn European faucets, this doesn't fit under anything. So, try to rinse it out. I'm blaming on you. You're the one who said, hey, let's put a bottle of whiskey in your water bottle.
Damn straight.
It was a great idea, by the way. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have whiskey flavored water for the flight home.
You try to rinse it out with that bath soap.
I'm not good at that bath soap. That's the worst bath soap in the world also, by the way.
Oh, you should say we're kind of giddy.
Oh yeah, so we got approved for our apartment. We are moving to Amsterdam and got the apartment that we wanted. We got our #1 choice, and we just got the phone call that we get it in 15 days. So it's we're pretty excited right now. That's okay. I'm gonna try to turn this off. So here's the deal. We're at the airport right now. Our flight was canceled. So we got 2 flights. We fly from Amsterdam to Dublin and Dublin to New York. The flight from Amsterdam to Dublin was canceled. And they actually only operate that flight twice a day. One in the evening and one in the morning. The problem being is that if we miss this flight, we miss our connection. So we had to come to the airport to try to have them change the flight. Some weird shit like they can't change it over online, but if you come to the airport, they can change it for no fee on other carriers. So Shayna's in line right now, hoping to get a flight out because we really want to get back to the States tonight so that we can just get back to the normality of life and start getting everything else ready. So that's what we're doing right now. I'll keep it posted. we got a new flight. They rebooked us really quick and really easy. Instead of flying from Amsterdam to Dublin, Dublin to New York, we now fly from Amsterdam to Detroit, Detroit to New York. Total travel time was about the same, so that wasn't a big deal. The flight only left about 2 hours later, so that wasn't a big deal. The problem came in is that by the time we got our tickets, got through security and got to the gate, the flight was already delayed. The flight is delayed by 5 or 6 hours. We were supposed to take off at like 3, and now we're taking off at like 8, I think. So that also means that we miss our connection in Detroit, which they can't give us a new one yet. They said when you get to Detroit, they'll schedule you on whatever flight they can get you on. I don't know when we're gonna get back to New York yet, so hey, what can you do? That's the joys of traveling. So we're just gonna hang out here in the airport. Shayna's over there right now trying to find us a lounge that we can get into, so maybe we could take a nap, get some drinks, get some food, but that's life. One other nice little factoid is we are just a couple thousand miles away from having status on the airline that we're flying on, which would have gotten us into the lounge, which would have meant we wouldn't have to hunt ways to sneak in, finagle in. But by this time next year, we'll have status and it'll be a moot point. But then I bet you the flights are on time. I'm going to get a beer. Okay, so our flight boards in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, not 100% sure. We were able to catch a little bit of sleep. We were on our way to a lounge that you had to kind of pay to get into, and we found these chairs tucked off into the corner, and they're nice, loungy, relaxing chairs. So we were able to snag 2 of those. I caught about an hour's sleep. Shayna's still sleeping, but we're hoping to be boarded and out of here soon. But while we're waiting for that, I'm gonna go take you and show you these little lounge chairs. It's really kind of cool and how nicely they got them hidden off to the side. So let's go check them out. You're awake.
Someone stole my husband.
Yes, but the good news is that he's been found and I'm returning him. We are on hour 7 at the airport now. We are finally at our gate. Our flight's supposed to be boarding right now, but it looks like our plane is just pulling in. At least it's a big plane. And we have 2 seats next to each other. Yeah.
Unless they screw with that too. I mean,
I'm gonna try to be positive about this.
I said it with a smile on my face.
It has been one of those days that if something is gonna go wrong with a flight, it is gonna go wrong with this flight. So hopefully we'll be in the air in a couple hours and on our way to Detroit.
We get to find out if we get home and when we get home.
Yep. Still don't have a flight from Detroit to New York, so this day of saga traveling is just gonna continue to keep going. So we'll keep you posted. So we've just surpassed hour 8 at this airport. They haven't even started boarding our flight yet. There's just mass confusion on what exactly is going on. Security here is strict and they seem to be a little disorganized with checking passports to get through and all of that. The place is an absolute madhouse because of so many canceled flights. Everybody is trying to get on this flight. We've already been told that we have 100% missed our transfer in Detroit, and we will most likely be spending the night in Detroit someplace. It just keeps going. It's just one of the things that you run into, I guess, when you travel all the time. But hopefully they'll board soon and we'll be off the ground and maybe not make it to hour 9 in this airport. So stay tuned. Okay, it looks like our 9-hour stay here at Schiphol Airport is coming to an end. We're finally boarding the flight. We've missed our connection. We've pretty much guaranteed that we're spending the night at our layover city, which happens to be Detroit. We have friends in Detroit, which is great, but I don't know that by the time we hit them up that we're gonna be able to do anything. So next stop's Detroit. So here we go. So we made it back stateside. Unfortunately, this was about the time we were supposed to be walking into our apartment, and we're in Detroit waiting for a shuttle to take us to a hotel so we could get a few hours of sleep and catch an early flight out tomorrow and hopefully be to New York tomorrow by noon. It's been a very, very long travel day, and we're very, very tired. Saga continues, so I'll keep you posted as our night keeps going on. It's 6:30 in the morning. It's day 2 of our travel saga. We were supposed to be back in New York at about 5 p.m. yesterday, and obviously we're 13 hours past that. We've got an 8:30 flight out of Detroit. I'm not sure what time it puts us in. I think we get into New York around 10:30. Hopefully we'll be back to the apartment by noon. So yeah, just continuing on with the getting home from Amsterdam saga. So at least we were able to get a few hours of sleep. 'Would you like to stay here in Detroit?
I like to be able to sleep in a bed.
Detroit has been great, all 7 hours that we've spent here. Wish we could stay longer, but we both want to really be home. It's been a long trip. We start boarding in like 5 or 10 minutes. Like I said earlier, it's a really quick flight home. I think we're back in New York. We land in like an hour and 45 minutes or 2 hours, which means we should be walking into our apartment in about 3 hours. I think we're both at the point that we just want to be home. So I know Shayna's going to try to sleep on this flight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep, but one leg left. Good to be back. 24 hours after leaving our hotel in Amsterdam, we are finally in front of our apartment. We're heading in. Time to get some rest and some food. So thanks for following.